Hi, everyone. I'm Jen Wike Huger, and I'm here to talk to you about modern community management. I have 10 years of experience working with open source communities, mainly at opensource.com, a publication for open source developers, sysadmins, enthusiasts, folks from all walks of life who have an interest in open source, or maybe not even an interest in open source, but you're learning about open source. So, over that 10 years, we've worked with folks from all different kinds of backgrounds, beginners to seasoned technical folks, non-technical folks. And it's really been wonderful getting to know people in the community. And this is a little bit about how we think about starting and running community management. So first of all, communities need a couple of things. They need a plan for how to get started. They need a plan for maintaining them, and they need you, your unique style, your unique personality, your strengths, your weaknesses. It all is part of how to make great communities run. And I'm going to dive into how to do that by using an acronym, and that acronym is maintainers. First, we're going to start with Maine. And I like the way this has broken out because Maine can really be like, this is how to get started. And then tain is going to be maintain. How do you maintain it? And then ers is going to be like, what do you do now to amplify what you're doing? So we're going to start with Maine, M-A-I-N. First, manualize. Document your processes and your programs. It's not for fun. It's not extra. It's critical. Start with writing down everything you're doing to run the programs maintain the forums. I was going to say moderate the forums where people are talking, host the meetings that you're having, collect the data that you're collecting, all of the things that you're doing as part of this program. You need to have, documentation for that, and it will change and evolve, and you'll review it over time, but you need to have that to get started. Then you want to announce it. Bring it to your community, ask them for feedback. This is going to be the interview part. So you're going to want key members from your community to weigh in, and not just folks who are going to tell you what you want to hear, but people who are going to give you honest feedback. They're going to ask questions. They're going to be confused about certain things, and you can clarify that or change it altogether, take it out altogether, really like get people from the communities to give you feedback. Does this make sense? Does this not? Is this confusing? How can we clarify? Or, hey, you're missing this key component. Please add that in, that kind of thing. And then finally, you want to choose names for your programs or your groups or your events that you might be running as part of running the community that make sense to your group, not to you, that you think are fun, to your community. What are their personas? What are their values? What does this community mean to them? Why are they here? So really think about those things when you're picking names. Okay, we're on to TAIN. And again, this is really, okay, you've gotten your foundation, you've established how you're going to get started with your community management in your programs and your processes, and now you need to maintain them. You need to take it to the next step for longevity. So first, you're going to focus on data. I want you to tally numbers and metrics from metrics that you have identified that matter to you and your community. Things like, how many views on these videos, how many page views to these articles, how many members in this program, things like that, where you're assessing the health of the things that you're doing. And it's not just about up and to the right. It's, it's not just about quantity, it's about quality. And so you might actually, only want 20 of something, and that means health. You might want 20,000 of something, and that means health. So really think about the numbers which numbers you want to pull, and then pull them, and then you're going to aggregate them. You're going to tell a story with those numbers and that data. What does this mean to us? What does this mean to our community? What story are we telling from it? Try to be as honest as you can with that story. And then if you haven't already, set up regular meetings for folks in your community, video calls where they can join and be part of the group and give feedback and learn from you, get feedback from you and your team, give feedback to you and your team. You can really share about how things are going. It could be an online forum, because what you're going to do next is narrate that data and share those stories with them. You really want to let them know, this is who we are. This is what we're doing. This is what it means to us. This is what it means to be a part of this and belong to this. All right, so once you've established, you're maintaining, you really want to then amplify with the ERS. You're going to start with empower. Are the people, really take a look at, are the people in your community doing the great work and getting what they need by being in this community and doing these things that you've set up for them and participating in these things that you've set up for them? Are they then able to write more code and contribute it, write more articles and contribute them, feel empowered from those contributions that they're making and proud of those things and happy with those things? Then you want to recognize and put a spotlight on the folks in your community who are excelling, who are participating, who are, really bringing themselves to this and happy to be here. And I want to clarify that you're not just saying, who's doing the best, let's spotlight them, because that's not fair, right? Not everybody can contribute as many hours as the next person, but that doesn't mean that the other person isn't just as important in your community, and you will see a negative reaction if you are only rewarding and spotlighting folks who are, contributing a lot of time, contributing a lot of whatever the contribution is, code or whatever it might be. You want it to be more based on, honestly, how can I at some point raise up every person in the community in some way? So find ways to make that as fair as possible and make everyone feel unique, right? Like, you still want it to feel like I'm raising up this person and I know who they are and I know what they've done, and this is so great. And finally, share. Find ways to, walk the walk, talk the talk, really do the thing that you're asking your community to do. Share your processes, your results, and your wins, and maybe even your losses with the public. Are there ways that you can share about what you're learning, running a community, maintaining a community, on social media or on the forums that you've created, or maybe writing some articles yourself and getting them published? Ways, just find ways to really share what you're doing so that others can learn and be a part of increasing that goodness across the board. So thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate your time. If you would like to get in touch, you can check out my website at jen.io, and hope you have a great day. Thank you.